Joining us now is Tulsi Gabbard, former.
Let's see why Tulsi Gabbard is endorsing Donald Trump. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she is a charlatan, a grifter, a right-wing hack, a person who is mostly preoccupied with being a Fox News commentator. No, not at all. I'm sure there are very good reasons for why she did this. After all, she is my anti-imperialist hero, my icon. Classic.
2020 Democrat presidential candidate and Fox News contributor. Tulsi, you were there today along with President Trump. How important was it for him to be there today?
You know, one thing that ran through my mind as I was there, joining President Trump and honoring the ultimate sacrifice that these 13 service members paid, sharing the sorrow that these Gold Star families still feel and will always feel at the loss of their loved ones. Meanwhile, where is Kamala Harris? Where is Joe Biden? Well, Joe Biden's on vacation, and Kamala Harris is running a campaign based on joy and vibes and laughing her way around. I can tell you who wasn't laughing were those families, some of the survivors of that attack in this disastrous Afghanistan withdrawal. This is personal for me, Judge, and so many other Americans who know firsthand the cost of war. We've seen and experienced it firsthand. We know how important it is to have a commander-in-chief who values every single one of our lives and who has the strength and the courage to exercise all means of diplomacy, meeting with dictators, allies, adversaries, partners in the pursuit of peace, recognizing that war is always and should always be a last resort. I endorse President Trump today because he has those qualities and he's proven that he is that commander-in-chief. Kamala Harris has proven she is not. We're closer to the brink of nuclear war now than ever before, closer to World War III because of Harris and Biden.
Bro, you're just playing Fox News with zero commentary. Like, who wants to see this respectfully? Can you fucking hold on? It's been a minute and 39 seconds, dumbass. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, I already opened up by talking about how she's a fucking charlatan right-wing grifter who's a Fox News contributor. God damn. Chatters say I pause too much. Now there's chatters saying I don't pause enough. Are you okay? Didn't Trump just say he thinks the Medal of Honor is worse than a billionaire donor award? He loves the military. I mean, it doesn't matter. Trump says a bunch of shit about the military and the veterans and stuff, some of which is actually kind of cool. Okay.
Biden and their policies.
You know, Tulsi, a mother of one of the slain troops spoke out against Kamala Harris today. Take a listen.
Vice President Harris is now running to be commander-in-chief. I wonder, do you have a message for her?
You are with the whole administration in all of this. You hold the same accountability as President Biden does. You were right beside him in making these decisions. This administration has tried to sweep it under the rug, and that's absolutely not going to work for this.
Dude, what the fuck? 13 of our best soldiers. 13 of our best soldiers were killed on the 3rd anniversary of the Kabul airport attack. Name 3 things you like about Trump. Easy, okay? Massive butt, okay? I love that he's thick as fuck, okay? Straight up. Thickest ass, like, love that, okay? Number 2, he's kind of funny and zesty, okay? He's very telegenic, he's very zesty, and last but not least, number 3, bisexual, ace, aromantic visibility at the top of the ticket, okay? This has never happened before. We've had gay presidents. We've had bi presidents. We've never had a president that is also technically ace and aromantic. Those are 3 massive reasons why I will be voting for Donald Trump. I can't even get myself to say it. Someone's going to clip that and be like, oh, he said it. Anyway, here's how Trump can still win. Brother, how did you not mention his nussy? He's ace and biromantic. Okay, sorry, you're right. He's asexual and biromantic, not aromantic.
This nation.
You know, Tulsi, your response to that?
You know, I want to know if Kamala Harris has personally called.
Where's that chatter? Chatter said, damn, you lost 10,000 people because you said, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. Where is that chatter? Damn, you lost 10K viewers from not voting for Kamala. All you do is whine, says Sus Von Sant. Let me tell you something, okay? I lost 20,000 fucking viewers when I said what Israel was doing was a genocide. If you think that, like, I'm going to moderate my opinions due to my viewership, welcome. That's not going to fucking happen. So I don't know why you're in here trying to chirp at me instead of going back to the communities that you're at that were riding with Biden until the very last moment and then switched up and are now riding with Kamala Harris, who are not getting these fucking numbers. Go help them out. Okay? Go help them out. I don't know why you're in here. I'm sure the 10 Tulsi diehards really swung for this election cycle. Yeah. If liberals get mad at me because I criticize Kamala Harris when this is the most important election of our lifetime or whatever, then so be it. I want the Democratic Party to actually fight against the Republican Party. If you don't want that, if you want them to capitulate, you know, have fun with that. Okay? I don't think my demands are unreasonable either. I moderate them, at least, not on what my idealistic solution is, but on, I literally moderate them to tune it to the American, like the broader American electorate's needs and demands. Okay? Like, I often will show you polling that demonstrates that some of these things that I think Kamala Harris should be doing is good for the election. It's not like these are things that are just beyond the pale that I'm advocating for, you know? The view count bumps probably just don't consider that school also just started. No, the view count bump came from the DNC. It was just a huge thing, right? Like, obviously a lot more people were locked in. You should rather say centrists instead of liberals. I mean, it's true. It is the centrists. You know? I'll just go back to the United Center so that I can make my own convention happen, so that I can get fucking 60K people in here again. Is the viewership really that important to you? Did I not just tell you that what's more important to me than viewership is, you know, staying on message? I literally just told you that. Did you not hear that? Did you just hear what you wanted to hear? Is that what's going on? Seems like you're not listening. Sorry, I tabbed out. If I cared about viewership that much, I'd either be a liberal, staying the course with the Democratic Party, okay, or B, a right-wing grifter. Much easier to be a right-wing grifter than to be a left-wing commentator. It's part of the reason why so many of those supposedly centrist commentators oftentimes lean heavily right. There is a material benefit to gain from that. I'd rather have right-wing than fake left. What? No, I would not rather have right-wing. No, I would not have right-wing at all. That's a bad sock account. I agree.
Called every one of these 13 families and the families of those who came home injured. There was a triple amputee there today, there to honor the loss of his brothers and sisters. Has she called them to apologize to apologize for the decision that they made that resulted in this disastrous withdrawal and an explosion and an attack that took these 13 service members' lives that was completely preventable. Kamala Harris is completely unfit to serve as our commander-in-chief. Voters, regardless of whether you're Democrats or Republicans, need to know that truth, because that's really what this election is about, Judge. It's not about Democrats versus Republicans.
Right.
It's about having a president who stands for freedom, peace, and prosperity, which is Donald Trump, versus having a president in Kamala Harris who attacks our freedoms and censors us and uses political retaliation, who has pushed us to the brink of war, and who's created this economic hardship for Americans across the country. That's really the choice that we have before us. And for me, as a service member, as a veteran, it's a very clear choice. I love our country. I cherish peace and freedom, and I'm supporting Donald Trump in this election so that he can be our commander-in-chief once again.
You know, it's interesting, Tulsi. CNN today tried to...
I do like that she still tries to maintain this like anti-war grift, which is pretty funny. Holy shit, I didn't know Tulsi was so cucked. I was never a fan of her, but holy shit, I thought she has some integrity or morals. No, you must not have been paying attention. This is Tulsi Gabbard through and through. There was never a moment where she had any integrity. She was like, I'm against American imperialism. I think America is engaging in a lot of unnecessary wars. And then she literally went and worked with the CIA in Africa. Okay? Like, what are you talking about? She's always been this fucking psychopathic, rabid Islamophobic grifter. She was also homophobic, too. Is there a particular reason you put your Zins in the literal Twin Tower configurations? Like, why not just keep them in a box or something? Why are you asking so many goddamn questions, dude? Huh? Why are you asking these questions?
attack Trump for attending the wreath ceremony. Take a listen.
Is he politicizing these soldiers' deaths? Should he even be at Arlington National Cemetery if he's going to make some politics out of this?
I just look at President Biden, under whose leadership we actually ended and made the tough decision to end our nation's longest war. That was the right decision by President Biden.
You know, I guess the question, Tulsi, should have been, why wasn't Biden in attendance as well? But I want to ask you, just 4 years ago, you were one of many Democrats running against Donald Trump. Today, you endorse Trump. Why?
Like I said,
I think you're right. They're telegraphing that the Republicans' win condition is Israel-Iran war, that we have to fight. A woman can't be a wartime president, confirmed by woman Democrat. No, they're saying that, but more importantly, they're saying Tulsi Gabbard has no fucking base of support. Okay, she has no base of support whatsoever. But the minor base of support that she has, or the minor ways in which she's like been able to penetrate broader consciousness, is like the veteran who's anti-war. Okay. This basically goes along with that narrative that Trump is the anti-war the anti-war pick. You couldn't be more wrong. Dude, nobody fucking cares that she went with Bashar al-Assad, okay? I am 100% right on this. People see her as the anti-war veteran, okay? It's not correct, but that's what I'm just telling you how people see him as, and you're sending me a fucking link. Like, people don't give a shit about the 13 brave best veterans that got killed in Afghanistan. But let me tell you how little people give a shit about fucking Syria, okay? You're so full of shit, dog. She was just doing civil affairs work for special operations. Why do you have to make it sound so insidious? Yeah. Exactly. You know, just a little bit of civil affairs work in support of a special operations mission. That chatter is joking, okay? Calm down. Everybody, before you fucking yell at him, he's being sarcastic. No, he's not. No, he is. Yeah. Anyway. Civil affairs is literally psyops. It's even advertised as such. I know a lot of SF washouts go to civil affairs, special forces washouts. Anyway. So basically what's happening here is, you know, she did that. That was cool. She's never been consistent on anything.
I've just made the case. The choice in this election is very clear, and I'm confident that if elected as president again, Donald Trump, he has the strength and the backbone to stand up to the military-industrial complex and keep us out of these unnecessary wars of choice. I want to point back to that clip you just played.
Even when she says unnecessary wars of choice, she's always like leaving out wars of necessity, okay? She's not anti-war on principle. She's not even anti-war on her communications. She's simply saying, and this is a neat little trick that Republicans try to play all the time, when they'll be like, "Oh, we don't want to go to war with Russia in Ukraine." Okay? The irony, of course, is this is her literally advocating to stay in Afghanistan while simultaneously being like unnecessary wars of choice. But what's hilarious about this, beyond the wars of choice, blah, 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 okay, is that Republicans love talking about not going to unnecessary wars, and then will openly demonstrate what they think is a necessary war. What's a necessary war? A war with China. What's a necessary war? A war with Mexico. Okay? These guys literally will turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, why are we in fucking war with Russia over Ukraine? I mean, let them have it. Who gives a fuck? We should be taking those funds to bomb Mexico." Okay? Like, that's not anti-war at all. You're just pro-different wars, I guess. Okay? I think centrists are more warmongers than the Republicans. No, you're a dummy for thinking that. Both are the same level of warmonger. The only reason why you're thinking that, however, is because at least Republicans try to make it seem like they're fucking peaceful doves, which is hilarious. They're not.
Let's remember that Joe Biden on that debate stage did not even remember that his decision resulted in the deaths of 13 of my brothers and sisters in uniform. Donald Trump this morning, he didn't have a big crowd out there at Arlington Cemetery. It was him standing and grieving with these Gold Star families for hours. This wasn't just a drive-by photo op. He stayed with them for hours and helped to...
This is the funniest thing to lie about, which is that, like, Trump is an equal opportunity narcissist. Like, he doesn't give a shit. And it's not because, like, he personally hates veterans or whatever. I know that, like, liberal media says that. Okay? Liberal media will be like, "Oh, Trump hates veterans personally." Like, no, he just hates everybody. Okay? He doesn't give a shit about anything other than himself. So, yeah, he'll sometimes be like, "Yeah, they're suckers and losers. Who gives a fuck?" Trump smiling and giving a thumbs up over the grave of a fallen soldier at Arlington. It's so funny. He made the Gold Star family also put the thumbs up. Yo, he is a freak, dude. He is such a freak bitch. It's awesome. Now, obviously, I don't have the same feelings that this guy has. Trump smiling and giving a thumbs over the grave of a fallen soldier in Arlington. Absolutely disgusting. Like, my point is, Trump doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything, okay? He just gives a fuck about Trump. That's it. Okay? That's it. So sometimes he comes across as, you know, not holding the same level of reverence that you're supposed to hold for our beautiful fucking veterans or whatever, right? And that's because that's just him being Trump. That's it. breaking RFK remains on Wisconsin ballot, meaning Kennedy can't remove himself from the majority of the 7 battleground swing states where he said he'd hurt Trump's chances. Yeah, I think it's really funny that RFK endorsed Donald Trump, which might have the funniest fucking outcome, because if you're an RFK voter, you're very stupid, right? You're already not the most intelligent guy out there. And I suspect that there are going to be RFK voters who end up voting for RFK thinking that that automatically qualifies as a Trump vote. I can't wait for RFK voters who know that he endorsed Donald Trump to literally go and vote for RFK thinking that they're actually voting for Trump. Like, oh, well, he endorsed him. Mark my fucking words. Mark my words. I'm telling you right now, there are going to be people who literally fucking vote for RFK Jr. thinking that they voted for Donald Trump because RFK actually endorsed Donald Trump. I think you're wrong on this one. I am so right on this one. You are crazy. Dude, come on. There is an absolute certainty. Mark my words. When it happens, you'll be there. The media will write articles about it. The media will go and talk to RFK voters who voted for RFK thinking that it translated to Donald Trump. And we'll be here watching, and we'll be doing a hog watch on that specifically and laughing about it. If it gets so out of control, I can see Donald Trump trying to claim RFK voters as votes for him even. Election fraud. They wouldn't let RFK off the ballot. Many beautiful patriots voted for him thinking they were voting for me. I'm telling you. It's like, this is especially relevant. I mean, another version of this is like down ballot voting. Like, for example, in the state of Michigan, if you vote the party line, okay, like there's a box in the state of Michigan. If you vote party line, it automatically qualifies to vote for Kamala Harris. People in the state of Michigan, if they don't want to vote for Kamala Harris but want to vote down ballot for the Democratic ticket, have to not check that one off. Okay? It's an easy way to vote. It's understandable. It's ease of access. But the reality is plenty of people in Michigan who might not want to vote for Kamala Harris but vote down ballot for the Democrat will go for the straight ticket Democrat and then leave the area for the presidential race blank. That will automatically qualify as a Kamala Harris vote. Okay? Straight up. If you don't know, now you know. Okay? The only way that it gets written as a vote for someone else is if they actually actively will write for someone else. If they do straight party ticket and then go specifically to the presidential ballot and, mark someone else, then it will override it. But if you keep it empty as a protest vote or whatever, you will automatically, if you have voted straight ticket, if you voted straight ticket in the state of Michigan and you kept the presidential part empty, that automatically transfers as a vote to Kamala Harris. If you voted straight ticket for the Republican Party, okay, and you didn't vote, and you kept, maybe you're a never Trump Republican, and if you kept it empty, then it ultimately will be a vote for Donald Trump. Obviously, it's different for every state, just so learn how your state conducts its own ballots. Yeah, pretty sure it's not just Michigan law. My parents do this for Republicans in Missouri. Yeah. It's not voter fraud. It's just a convenient thing that many states have actually fought for, as a matter of fact. Voting can be complicated. Voting can be confusing. And that's a reason why they have that. The party line has become a huge deal in your true home state of New Jersey. It's being fought to abolish the party lines because the Dem machine made it too powerful in the primaries. The New Jersey ballot has changed because of the tight... What? Yeah, straight ticket voting. In individual American states, Georgia abolished it. Indiana abolished it, but retains it for all other partisan races. Illinois abolished straight ticket voting in 1997. Michigan, general election ballots in Michigan have 3 sections: partisan section, nonpartisan section, and the proposal section. Voters in Michigan have long been able to vote a straight ticket or a split ticket, voting for individual candidates or individual offices. Straight ticket voting only involved in the partisan section of the ballot, meaning that if an individual wished to vote in a nonpartisan race or for or against the proposal, they have to cast those votes individually. It's just one extra box that you can take if you want to, but it does get confusing for a lot of people. You guys staged a coup all over the world and still have a shitty election system? I don't think the American election system is all that shitty. I think one of the worst aspects of the American election system is obviously unlimited funds for each individual candidate, right? Super PACs, dark money funding. And beyond that, the fact that it's not a fucking federal holiday when you're voting. It's not in terms of like how votes are tabulated, calculated and stuff like that. It's not the worst. Obviously the Electoral College makes it really shitty too. But the things that I'm mentioning are not what make it shitty. The things that I was mentioning in terms of like how to vote is not what makes it shitty. Anyway. No, you're completely wrong. First past the post is an L. I don't disagree with you. The Electoral College was good as colonies, not a superpower. I don't think it was ever good. If there's no Electoral College, no Republican will be elected ever. Yes, that is true, which is why they will never abolish the Electoral College. Do you want America to be ruled by New York and California, Los Angeles? How dare you? Land votes around these parts. Cows vote around these parts. You know, I do, by the way. Yes, I do. If the most amount of people vote for a thing, I think that should be the thing. That is just democracy. Very stupid that people advocate against that, but such is life.
Console them and thank them for their sacrifice that they have made for our great country.
Was it emotional for the president?
It was extremely emotional. It was extremely emotional for everyone who was there. It was groups of loved ones and family and friends. It was 2 survivors who were there at that attack at Abbey Gate in Kabul who came back, who were seriously injured now for the rest of their lives. It was such a powerful, powerful day. I'm grateful to have been there to offer my own sincere gratitude for their service and sacrifice. But it's so important that we have leaders who do this, who not just do it for a photo op, but actually express, as President Trump did this morning. I saw it, I felt it, I experienced it, the sorrow that he felt for the great loss that not only these families have felt, but our country endures.
Well, and he clearly didn't look at his watch as Joe Biden did.
Bush won the popular vote in 2004. It's not impossible for a Republican to win the popular vote. That's such a funny thing to say, because that is the first and last time that the Republicans have won the popular vote in the last 30 plus years. That is insane. Okay? And for that to happen, 9/11 had to happen. Okay? Like literally a genuine like collective psychosis moment had to occur for a fucking Republican to win the popular vote.